Welcome back to Grim Planet. So to give you a summary, this is a preview, of course, for YouTube and such. Jerry the Reaper was an East LA thug who endured a terrible accident which changed his face and he lost his fingers. And he met with an alien from another planet in the forests of Yosemite. Together these two plotted, and now they're working with Huicho, who is a businessman and a gambler in a casino in Commerce, California. Together, these three will be making two new family members and bring about the end of the world. So this is a scene here, El Matador, a restaurant. Now, what you'll notice is that there's no narration here. It's just these two characters talking. So these two already know each other. I don't say so, but these two already know each other. Violet is sort of the slut, the town slut, I guess you could say. She kind of has her hands dirty. She's a very corrupt person. She's an Asian. Think of Palm Clementiev, the one that played the alien with the antennas out of her ears, the one with the big black eyes and green outfit. She tried to kick Thanos' ass in Avengers Endgame or Avengers Infinity War. I think it was Avengers Infinity War. So she kind of looks like that, like an Asian Barbie doll with fake boobs and a lock to lock up her dress from getting zipped down in the front. So it's the slut dress. So her deal is that she sleeps around on her rich white husband who gives her everything. So this conversation can go on forever, but they're meeting in a restaurant. So Huicho and Violet are just talking shop. He tries to hit on her a little bit. She's not having that. I mean, she is immoral. She'll sleep around and she'll cheat on her husband. But she's a gold digger. She's a gold digging bitch. She started out as an actress, or she started out as a beauty pageant queen, then an actress, and then finally just someone who just, stays with the rich husband. So all this right now is just conversation, but no narration because Jerry is not there to interpret this conversation. It's just them talking and having just a non-action packed conversation. But it's all plotting and plotting and plotting. And on this chapter here, Violet and Jerry meet for the first time. So we go back to narrating to where Jerry is, so he's planting seeds for fruit from another planet. So the idea is that there's this bale of fruit. Now you might have seen this before if you saw my video. So what's happening is that the bale of fruit is this like tomato and pumpkin thing that came from another planet. So Zetro, the robot alien, brought these seeds that produce fruit, and so Jerry's just kind of, sowing the seeds, but he's a reaper. But you'll get the pun later. You'll get the whole thing later. All this here is a very awkward conversation between the two characters. I mean, Jerry doesn't trust her one bit. He knows she's up to no good. He has no real interest in her. She's not Biani Zamora. She's not someone that he can easily fall for. So at this point, Jerry's the puppeteer, and so is Zetralok. He's also a puppeteer, and so like I said, these next few pages are plotting. Jerry has a plan he's carefully putting into place. But he's trying to see if, Violet and Huicho are dumb enough to buy into his plans. But besides the seeds that would plant the bale of fruit for Violet because Violet's husband is a supermarket business mogul. He's a supermarket chain store owner. So he can market the bale of fruit. And Huicho can sell the little Zetro bots from the last chapter. So all they have left is this medicine that they can give to people to cure them of all kinds of diseases. So for that, they go to Jesus. And Jesus here he's playing pinball. He's playing pinball at a restaurant or a bar, I think. Chalolo's Bar. So Jesus is the sort of muscular type of guy. He almost looks Caucasian, but he's Mexican. He's the kind of guy that looks like he'd go to sports bars. He watches football games. He's a sort of a meathead. He just likes working out, running up hills, but that's sort of mired by his drug addictions to heroin or crack cocaine, uh, speed, all kinds of weird narcotics. So this guy's kind of a loser in that respect. Here's another interpretation of him with maze tattoos on his arms, maybe to hide the track marks, and beanie and sunglasses. So he's this kind of muscular guy, but he's got drug addictions. He's kind of a loser that way. So you got you got 5 characters total. So Jerry eventually meets Jesus. He gathers with everybody. Now, this is a representation, but you never see these 5 all together. The alien is left out because obviously the alien would give away too much. Because here's the thing. Jerry's only selling the goods that the alien brings, the gifts from the gift horse, right? So he's giving away the fruits and vegetables that the alien brings from its home planet. It's giving away the alien Zetrobots that it can mass produce. It's giving away this magical, mystical medicine, and it's not revealing itself. However, it's giving a piece of its. It gives something physical, something else to the group. Zetro Lock actually took its arm, I think its right arm, and put it in a pickle jar, pickled it, preserved it. And so Jerry is showing this alien arm to the rest of the group so that the group would be like, well, she's cynical and the others are not. So Jerry leaves and the other 3, Jesus, Huicho, and Violet, analyze the alien arm as proof of, look, you can trust me. I know my name is Pancho Villa and it's a fake name, but I have this evidence that aliens exist from other planets. And this alien bears gifts for Earth kind, for mankind to consume and to benefit from. So instead of being this thug on the streets shooting at cops, now Jerry's like, oh, I'm here to help everyone. See, this is what's good for mankind. So there's a moment after Jerry leaves the bar that Huicho makes a phone call and makes some wheeling and dealing about the alien arm artifact and some of the other stuff. And even when Violet and Jesus, Violet, she's sexually attracted to Jesus, so they're doing the nasty in the bathrooms and stuff. So she's messing around on her husband with this guy, the drug addict, sexy, muscular guy. So she doesn't care. She gets what she wants. She's Violet. She's got money. She's got her husband to take care of her, and she can fool around on her husband. It sucks. So this next chapter deals with Jose Villard in Realidad, which is based on Jose Luis Sin Censura. If anybody remembers Jose Luis, that's the show where all the thug-looking people sit in the audience and they go, duro, 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 oh, yeah, right? They talk a lot of nonsense. So you'd have the families talking nasty to each other. And so all these goonish-looking people just jumped down from the stage, started beating everybody up. And it's like, I saw white people actually comment on YouTube clips of Jose Luis. It's like, yeah, white people actually watch this show. They think that we're all like that. It's like, well, most of us are like that, but I'm not. I don't got time for that. So anyway, Jose Villar, who is based on Jose Luis, they talked to Violet and they talked and Huicho, first Huicho, and this is mostly in Spanish, but I try to kind of go over the narration in English wherever I can. But down at the bottom, I show again the Zetrobot that Jerry brought into the office. So this Zetrobot can tell you what you had for lunch. It can tell you by your shoes. It has a Sherlock sense. It can tell you where you've been, where you're going. It has all its 5 senses, and it can understand things it touches and hears and smells. And it can also do funny firework colors up in the sky out of its head. It does all these amazing things. This little toy robot that's about, 2.5 feet tall, and it's really interesting. But down at the bottom we have Violet and her husband Nathan. And Nathan kind of, I based Nathan on the typical kind of young 30-year-old white dude who's very kind of businesslike, but tries to sound cool. He doesn't have any real. He tries to act like he has street cred. I have street cred, right? But doesn't really know. Think of Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, and the guy who runs Leeds Superstore. I won't be beat. You know, think of that kind of person. That's kind of who Nathan is. Very, very young. Very tries to act cool like you're the dorm guy from college, but really kind of lame at times. But that's Violet's husband, right? So yeah, this is the guy who gives her diamond rings and everything, and so this is what I set up because she loves her husband very much, right? So this was like all these things that are happening right now. So what's happening in this is that Huicho is showing Jose VR, the audience and television people at home, the Zetrobot, and then they're talking about the Bela fruit, but also showing video footage. Here I use some actual Mandarin, which is one language is never enough. But here, Jose VR, he describes this. Well, they're showing the pictures of the alien primate arm, the one that Jerry gave everyone. And then there's a TV display of images. And on these images, you can see buildings made out of glass, glass tubes where flying bicycles run through it, blue rubber streets, planes up there. There are vehicles that transform into cars and boats in some of the video. And this is the planet Wala that's 100 years ago, because it would take a long time to get from one point to another point. But because the alien brain is in a robot body, somehow it's able to survive that long. But I think it was like 50 years ago. I can't remember. Either it was 50 or 100 years ago that the spaceship traveled to Earth. So I'm trying to get my continuities right. There's lollipop-looking, traffic signs. There's all kinds of stuff, all kinds of nonsense happening here. So this last, so they wrap up the show. Huicho kind of says, "Who knows where these things come from?" So everybody, Jose. Huicho, Violet, and Jesus have no idea. Even here, when you get to Mere Medical Minutes, which is a web series, a fictional web series, you have Dr. Chris Chan, who is based on a nurse I know, not the Sonic guy, but a guy named Chris Chan, which I purposely kind of called it that because of the Sonic guy. But yeah, don't worry about that. But anyway, here Dr. Chris Chan talks to Jesus about this miracle medication that can cure things. That was taken an inspiration from Noni. If you remember this cheap tamarindo water called Super Noni Plus, it cures cancer, it cures colds, it cures flus, it cures heart disease, it cures everything by drinking it, right? So that's what this is supposed to do. It's called Jodan. And so it starts to reverse the effects of AIDS and leukemia. And it's like little robots that are inside your body. This was taken from The Outer Limits, in which these little picobots would be in a guy's system and cure you of every single thing that you ever have, so you never get sick, right? But it overprotected the body. That was my inspiration. So at this point, as I turn the page, so we just get to the end of all this, and he talks about Everclear burning your throat, 95% alcohol. So we'll stop here. And when I come back tomorrow, I'll explain how this five will eat itself. This group will destroy itself. Because at some point, Jerry is ready to betray the other three. See, they trust him. These three here trust him. They think they're going to make money off of alien UFOs and flying saucers and creatures. This is almost like that To Serve Man from the Twilight Zone. But Jerry doesn't care. He doesn't care about anything. And this alien robot is like the alien from To Serve Man. So we'll see. We'll find out what happens tomorrow. Stay tuned.